Hello everyone, it's Michelle. Those of you who are new to my channel, I mainly talk about books, English learning, and teaching kids at home. In this video, I'm going to talk about a book called Trend Korea 2020, which predicts the major trend of Korean consumer culture in 2020. I'll be going over 10 keywords. The book also looks back on trends in 2019, but I will not be discussing that in this video. Trend Korea 2020 is presented by Professor Nando Kim and the fellows at Consumer Trend Analysis Center at Seoul National University. The author of this book, Professor Nando Kim, is a professor in Department of Consumer Science in College of Human Ecology at Seoul National University, and is an eminent and inspirational writer. A new Trend Korea series gets published each year for the last 11 years, I believe, and it is currently on the bestseller list. While I was reading this incredible book, it occurred to me that non-Korean speakers might be also interested in learning what major trends are predicted next year. Since the book is only written in Korean, I'm here to help you by sharing the book with you guys in English. This way you too can have a glimpse of what the predicted trends are gonna be in 2020. Can you believe that it's gonna be the year of the rat 2020 in few weeks? 2020 sounds too far away, but anyways, without further ado, let's get started. This book contains two parts. One for the current year 2019, explaining what was popular and what the trends were. And second part of this book talks about the year 2020, which is the year of the rat. Instead of using the word rat, the author chose the keyword Mighty Mice to present the consumer trend of coming year. A Mighty Mouse was a TV series, but instead of using the original TV series name, he uses the plural form, mice, instead. The reason behind this is that the year 2020 is predicted to be a continuation of the difficult crisis, and he wanted to deliver a serious message to both consumers and citizens to work together to overcome the crisis as a whole. Professor Kim pointed out that segmentation, ambivalence, and growth are the three most important pillars of the top 10 keywords. The work of dividing the market into segments was the basis of marketing, but the recent trend of segmentation has become extremely well divided by individual customers and beyond. So specialization has become a requirement for business's survival, and when a consumer's life is subdivided, the split self then runs and the consumer becomes ambivalent. He also emphasizes that the most recent phenomenon is that people's identities vary and their desire for growth increases. This year's trend is based on a multi-persona. Persona means the mask the ancient Greek theater actors used when performing the plays. Nowadays, a persona is used for explaining what other people look at me as external character aspect. Modern people don't have single identity, but rather they're becoming very versatile. It is like wearing multiple masks in daily life. So defining our identity became more complex in various ways. This will lead to a big change in the consumption pattern. Companies should seek a better understanding of their customers' needs to adapt to this new type of consumption pattern, and also need to establish a greater understanding of more sophisticated data and accurate use of big data. Now, let's look at what the Mighty Mice initials all stand for. The first initial letter M stands for me and myself, which can also refer to multi-persona. As I explained earlier, modern people tend to have different identities. As the social media market grows, people tend to have multiple accounts, and surprisingly, their personalities may be reflected differently in each. It is essential to question ourselves and determine who we are and who we really want to be. So first, initial M explains about multiple identities we hold in a person. The next letter I stands for immediate satisfaction, the last fit economy. The last-minute experience became very important. The phrase last mile means the last distance a condemned prisoner walking to the executioner. Currently, retail industries use this phrase as the last experience of delivering the products to the customers. It weighs heavily on last-minute experience. Not only delivering service, but various industries try to optimize the customer satisfaction, and Professor Kim names it last fit economy. Not only the product itself can give customers satisfaction, so does how the package is delivered and packaged. That's why unboxing and product haul became popular due to this trend. Companies try to provide a better package and deliver service to fulfill customers' needs of the last fit economy. In the past, if objective factors as product function, price, and brand have affected consumer satisfaction, it is expected that subjective factors such as consumer personal experience and last fit service will have a significant impact on consumer satisfaction from now on. G stands for goodness and fairness, fair player. The pursuit of fairness and correctness became stronger than ever. People get furious when they think fairness is violated. This trend will affect us in our daily lives as well, such as coworkers willing to maintain less hierarchy in the workplace or rectifying gender discrimination and so on. This is a generation that seeks fairness the most strongly. We ought to find a way to apply true fairness and develop the system and culture to practice. H stands for here and now, the streaming life. We all now have entertainment anywhere and everywhere we go. We listen to music, watch videos, and listen to podcasts without permanently owning the content. The streaming applies to consumers' everyday life as well. Even when people are struggling financially, their desires for goods remain the same. If you cannot offer luxury goods, there are now services to borrow cars, furniture, and even luxury purses and clothes. There are some people who cannot spend a chunk of money at once, but still they want a luxury lifestyle. They don't own anything, they're just streaming the experience. Products and services are no longer a one-time purchase and the end of the relationship. The relationship with consumer is extended, so customer management is essential. The trends seem to show a streaming life market will continuously grow. T stands for technology of hyper-personalization. The technology of identifying and understanding the consumer's needs through the implementation of technology is called hyper-personalization technology. Hyper-personalization is the use of data to provide more personalized and targeted products, services, and content. It is about understanding each individual's needs and the best way to approach them in more detail. Ultimately, how a company can understand individual consumers' needs and then fulfill those needs is the key to success. Hyper-personalization technology can make me feel comfortable and improve my quality of life. But it can be terrifying how much data companies can aggregate about their consumers and can lead to backlash against companies, especially if the data is misused. The people creating and implementing this technology and the consumers giving away their data need to develop a sense of wisdom and insight to balance convenience and profit with an individual's privacy. Y stands for You're With Us, Fansumer. Back in the days, consumers bought products that are already made for the customers. But now, consumers can directly invest and manufacture the final goods, and this movement is called fansumer. Websites now let consumers find projects or products they're passionate about and bring it to completion. There are many ways to fund campaigns for everything from cars to comic books. Let me clarify a couple of terms. When we like something, we used to use the word fan to describe what we favor. Then the word became fandom, meaning fan of country or the group of fans. If we like certain books or celebrities, the group of fans, we call them fandom. Now, a word fandom is changing into fansumer, fan plus consumer, meaning not only favor that certain object or person, but also interact directly by investing and supporting. It is predicted that the range of activities that consumers act will widely broaden. You can invest and deeply participate in creating idol groups or startup companies, get involved in company product development, and actively promote anything that you're interested in as a group called supporter. The motivation of consumers' action is caused by me syndrome. People desire to own things have shifted to experiencing. Now it is shifting to engaging. I personally have experience in supporting a book to be published through crowdfunding. Professor Kim says that this movement will get even bigger. The next initial is M, make or break, specialize or die. Previously, I mentioned that the year 2020 is all about multi-persona. People have so many different identities that the behavior of consumption pattern varies. This leads to the company to launch a different tactic to draw customers' attention. It is advised for the company strategically to focus more on existing, specific customers rather than provisional customers. That being said, a niche is rich. Pin down your specific customers and narrow down your product and focus on them. An ultra-precision specialization and segmentation strategies armed with agile methodologies are critical. Only the one with super targeting and micromanaging will be able to survive. I stands for iridescent opal, the new 50-60 generation. A new generation is emerging in the consumer market. People who were born in the 50s and 60s, once called the old age and treated as weak customers, but now they change and affect the market. OPAL stands for Old People with Active Lives. The representative birth year for baby boomers is 1958. In Korean, O means 5, PAL means 8. It also signifies their colorful movement resembling their life ahead, which contains the colors of every gen. It is advised to drop the typical stereotypes of elders. Rather, with subtle caring detail, winning the mind of OPAL generation is significant. As OPAL generation's usage of internet and mobile devices increased as freely as young people, it is expected to be the driving force behind the stagnant market. It is also expected to influence in a positive way to open communication across the generation. The next initial C stands for convenience as a premium. Convenience is a premium. These needs change the paradigm of consuming. Modern people feel they have a lot of work, but a lack of time to do anything. Premium services allow consumers to enjoy a maximum performance with minimal effort and time. Premium strategy can be classified as 1. Reduce the time of to-do list errands. 2. Put less effort into minor important tasks. 3. Maximize one's desired performance. Young consumers could get distressed in time poverty. They want to invest and spend their valuable time in a variety of practical and beneficial experience and self-growth. In 2020, robot vacuum cleaners, dishwashers, and drying machines will continue to be popular. By using these machines, people can save unnecessary time and spend more quality time like personal development. This trend tendency leads to the next topic. Last but not least, the last initial E stands for elevate yourself. The tendency of self-improving with constant personal developing will be continued as a trend. There are mainly 3 areas that people are passionate about to improve or upgrade themselves. And we call those type of people a term as upgler or upgo person. Koreans like the word upgrade, I guess, so Professor Kim uses the word upgrade as a replacement to improve. First is upgrading the physical body by exercising and regulating their diets to maintain and upgrade their body shape. Second is upgrading hobbies with new experiences and finding things to be passionate about. For example, one-day classes like cooking or crafting and many others are popular, and the market in these areas will expand. Last is to extend intellectually. Now, people value more on personal growth, better me than yesterday, than success. I also have a strong desire to spend more time on my personal growth and enhance the quality of life and contribute to realization of dreams and aspirations. I look forward to seeing others follow their dreams as well. I've talked about 10 keyword trends using the phrase Mighty Mice based on the Trend Korea 2020. I hope you obtained some ideas about future trends in 2020 in Korea. I hope we all have 2020 where we grow and better ourselves. Comment below one of your goals for next year. That'll be great to share. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching.